Josef Mengele's life on the run, an infamous Nazi doctor famous for his horrific human experiments at Auschwitz, primarily on twins, then from January 1945 to 1979 spending 34 years on the run, and finally having a stroke while swimming and dying in the sea off the coast of Brazil, aged 67. During his years on the run, assuming many different identities and professions, travelling through multiple countries but always reliant on his wealthy family in Germany, providing him with a steady income throughout those years. Making use of the rat lines in 1949, travelling to Genoa, Italy, then boarding a ship, the North King, arriving in Buenos Aires, Argentina. At one stage, in 1956, even taking a trip to Switzerland to see his family, and travelling on his real name. These would be the best years of his life on the run. Illegally practising medicine, specialising in gynecology and abortions, enjoying the opera, and often meeting Adolf Eichmann for coffee until his capture and kidnap to Israel in 1960, forcing Mengele to flee to Paraguay. This is the last time where he would live openly and use his real name, being a business partner in a large hardware store only as a front for the payments coming from the family. Also applying for Paraguayan citizenship, attaining it in 1959 while still in Argentina as a safety net, but his stay in Paraguay would be extremely brief, leaving around 1960 or 61 and moving permanently to Brazil. After moving to Brazil, he was hosted by Giza and Gitta Stammer, a Hungarian couple, for around 3 to 4 years, until 1964, on a secluded farm in the interior of Sao Paulo state. As cover, he lived under the name Peter or Pedro Hochbleiten, working as a low-paid or unpaid farmhand, and as a foreman, initially keeping his identity secret from the Stammers, but they would eventually discover his identity whilst reading a newspaper. During this time with the Stammers, his son Rolf visited for the first time in 1962. His final years and seclusion, living in paranoia, often feeling lonely and panicky about his finances. We know this through his diary. He would be hidden by a wealthy Austrian couple, Wolfram and Liselet Bossart, moving to multiple residences around Sao Paulo. The Bossarts were ideologically sympathetic and fully aware of who he was and what he'd done. They managed his entire life, finances, sent from the family in Germany via the lawyer Hans Sedelmeier. He adopted the name Wolfgang Gerhard, using his identity papers given to him by the actual Gerhard. After dying of a stroke while swimming in the sea, he was buried in a small cemetery under the false name Wolfgang Gerhard. Not until 1985 would the public know that the real Dr. Mengele had died, when German police raided the house of the lawyer Sedelmeier and discovered letters from the family. And visit the channel for the full video of Dr. Mengele's life on the run.